what's up? My name is Avery, and today I just wanted to talk. A lot is going through my brain right now. We are in a new location because I wanted to stand up, so enjoy this stitching of some cats in a library that my grandma got me for Christmas. Thank you, Grandma. Today has been very eventful. Number one, I think I bombed a British literature exam. One would think I would excel in that class, but I'm not the biggest fan of writing about British works. I'm cool talking about them, but like talking about how like the strange case of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde is like related to consumerism and sexuality is like not something that I want to write an in-class essay about. So like I didn't do that great, I don't think. So we'll see what happens there. I finally went out in public today. Shocker, besides class. I hung out with some friends from my women's ministry club that I'm in, and I had a lot of fun because I have not been a human being that talks to people, so like it was cool to actually experience that. And the next thing was freaking TJ from TJ Reads the Stars shouted me out in his video, which is like crazy. If you didn't know, TJ Reads the Stars is like popular on book Twitter and booktube, and he decided to do the diversity tag, and he mentioned me in one of his questions talk about a booktuber who like doesn't read the things that you do. I was just like, I didn't even know he knew that I existed. Apparently he does. Didn't know that. So thanks. I'm just like in shock. I don't know. I'm also 1 subscriber away from 500 subscribers. Did someone just knock on my door? No one was at the door. I'm just being very paranoid because I came home to my next door neighbors having a screaming match at each other and like walked out of their apartment yelling at each other while I was trying to get in the door, but I couldn't put my keys in the door, so I was just like awkwardly trying to get in with them yelling at each other. Today's just been eventful. Reading. Yeah, that's what this channel is about. I'm gonna talk about some books for a second, I guess. If you haven't checked out one of the videos I did a couple videos ago, or I don't know when this video is going up, but I posted it like last week. It was my review for Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. I finished this bad boy in like 3 days and filmed some little vlogging stuff in there. And if you haven't finished this book, y'all can probably watch the first half of it. It's just me, number one, crying for the first minute, and then me going to go get the book and talk about some non-spoilery stuff. So if you think that I'm gonna like spoil stuff in that video at the beginning, no, go watch it. It's fine. I will tell y'all when like, ooh, it's spoilers up ahead. So this book has wrecked me. I'm still like in withdrawals right now. I haven't really picked up a book since. The only book that I've read after this book is a series that I started on my phone before this came out. So I just finished the book that I was reading after this one because only like 100-something pages. Yeah, I don't know what to pick up next. And the book on my phone that I was talking about, I think the first book is called To Claim a King, possibly, maybe. It's by Mace Sage. There's 2 books out. I read the first one before Kingdom of Ash came out, and I was in the middle of the second one, To Catch a Prince. I believe that's what it's called. I was in the middle of that when Kingdom of Ash came out, so I immediately dropped the book that I was reading on my phone, and ooh, sorry. I just ate a whole pizza. So yeah, I was in the middle of To Catch a Prince when Kingdom of Ash came out, and then I read Kingdom of Ash, and it totally wrecked me. I didn't know what to read next, so I just finished the book that I was reading on my phone. Now I really want to read the 3rd one, but it doesn't come out until November 8th, which it's also not even on Goodreads, so I can't add it to my want to read because it's not on Goodreads yet. I read a previous Mace Sage book and I didn't really find it all that enjoyable because it was so short. I didn't get all that I wanted from it, if you know what I'm saying. That was like a contemporary though. This one is fantasy. The cover intrigued me. Whoa, and the first book was free on Amazon. I don't know if it still is anymore, but go check it out and see if it is if you were interested. But it's like a fantasy book about this girl who gets like cast out by her family because she doesn't have magic in her, and she like gets accused of like being like the spawn of the devil and like gets cast out because she has this like fire magic, and then a dragon comes and saves her and like takes her to the dragon land, and like she catches the eye of the king of the dragons, and like it's pretty cool. The only critique that I have for the series so far is that each book is pretty short. and a little bit insta-lovey, even though mates are involved in this book, and I love my mate book, so it's not that big of a deal because they're mates. But like, even though there are mates, I would still like a little bit more development in the romance department, you know what I'm saying? And I really wanted to read the next book, but it's not out until November 8th, so I have to wait. I'm also in the middle of reading another series. I'm just on a roll with series. It's just happening. So in October, I think at the beginning of October, I DM'd Hannah from Being the Bookologist on Twitter. I love her videos and I love her a lot. If you're not subscribed to her, please do. I will link her channel down below. But I DM'd her and was like, hey, like, I really want to do a buddy read. Like, I think we have great taste in books. Like, we have similar taste in books. So like, would you want to do one? And so she was like, hell yeah. And I was like, hell yeah. I was like, well, what book do you want to read? And she was like, well, I heard that you haven't read And I Darken by Kirsten White yet, so like maybe we should just read that by the end of October. And I was like, okay, I have this book. I don't have to spend money to buy a new book, because if you all knew from a couple of videos ago, I said how I was on a book buying ban. I have broken the ban like 3 times. 2 of the times was because of this series. But I had this book and we were supposed to read it by the end of October, and the end of October is tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 31st. I think I read this book like over a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I like started it thinking that like it would take me a while because it's like 400 something pages, and I haven't really read a big fantasy book in a long time. And then I read this, and then I read Kingdom of Ash, which is like 1,000 pages. So like, I don't know what's up with me, because I've been more recently in the contemporary department. So this one isn't really fantasy though. It's just like, there's no magic involved, but I don't know how to categorize it as. Historical retelling? YA historical retelling? I'm not sure. But basically, if you didn't know, this is like the story of Vlad the Impaler, but gender bent into a girl. So instead of Vlad, it's Lada. And it's like the story of how Lada the Impaler became Lada the Impaler. And if you didn't know, Vlad the Impaler is like the inspiration for Dracula, because like he was like a bloody ruler, killed people. Like his most famous thing was like when he found his enemies, he would like get a spear and like stick it up their butts and like all the way up their mouths and like stick it on a pike in front of their castle to like warn people, don't fuck with me. So like that's what he did. I was not expecting to love these characters as much as I did. I read this book in like a week. I was obsessed with it, especially Lada and her brother Radu and Mehmed. Is that how you pronounce his name? Mehmed? I'm not sure, but I love him too. I feel bad for this whole like love triangle situation. It's just like, I wouldn't want to be in that situation. But like right after I finished that book, I was like, I need to buy the next books. It needs to happen. I don't care if I'm on a book buying ban. I need the books. I need them. I need them. The only books that I have bought since my book buying ban, well, I already bought Kingdom of Ash before I went on my book buying ban because I pre-ordered it, so that one doesn't count. But I bought the Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. I saw it at Target one day for 20% off. I've been seeing it everywhere, and I think it would be like a new favorite of mine. And it is a new favorite of mine. Like, I freaking love it. So I'm not disappointed in me doing that. I'm not disappointed in me buying any of these books. I've bought 3 books since my book buying ban. And again, I'm on a book buying ban until Christmas because I have a lot of books I need to read, and I haven't read all of them, any of them, and I don't want to start wasting my money on books, because your girl is broke in college and she should be spending her money on food and flashcards instead of books. And I already have like over 30 here I need to read, okay? But I went to Target one day, a separate day from when I went to get the Kiss Quotient, but I went there because I needed something. I forget what I needed. I don't know. Obviously stop in the book section every time that I'm there, and I was looking for the next books in the And I Darken series because sometimes I see them there, and they had Bright We Burn, the 3rd book, and I was like, hell yes. So I bought this immediately. This is the 3rd book again. They didn't have the 2nd book, so I was like, oh, I have to buy the 2nd book at full price online on Amazon, don't I? But then like, I didn't do that. I first looked on Book Outlet because Book Outlet is my #1 go-to for discounted books, and it wasn't on there, so I was like, darn it. And then I remembered about thrift books, and I got this book, hardcover book, for $10. $10. Steal. But I think this is such a cool find because I bought it as like gently worn used, And because I don't care, a book doesn't have to be pristine and completely perfect for me. I think it's actually cool. It has a little bit of character to it. And so it came completely wrapped like a library book, like it came from a library. And I took the wrapping off just because I don't like the texture of it when I read. I like to have the dust jackets off. So I took the plastic covering off, but it even had like the spine thing for it for a library. And look what it has on the cover, on the inside cover. It has like a library card. Isn't that so cool? Because I haven't been to a library since I was like in elementary school because I've not really had access to one. So this is really, really cool for me. So like, yeah, I bought this one too. And I have my bookmark in the first page. I haven't started it yet because I'm still having Kingdom of Ash withdrawals. The struggle is real. Is Bright We Burn like the last book in the series? Is that a trilogy or a series? Is there more coming out? I don't know. Please let me know if you know. This day has been a roller coaster. Like, I think I failed a test, but like, I'm at like 500 subscribers. I'm just like kind of in awe of how many people would like watch my videos or want to watch my videos. I've been at this for like over a year now. Almost coming up at 2 years. Yeah, I'm tired. It is 10:14 in the evening and I have 8 a.m.s tomorrow and a test tomorrow. I have another exam and then I have an essay due the next day. It's midterms. That's why you see me without no makeup and pimples all over my face. That's why you're not getting a view of my bookshelf or my room, because it's a mess also, because it's midterms. No one has time to do their makeup or their hair or clean their room. So here we are. Also, just want to say, I like finished watching season 2 of Riverdale and I didn't know what to do with myself. And then I started watching H2O Just Add Water all over again because I loved it as a girl, and I'm obsessed again. And the theme song is constantly stuck in my head all day. I'm tired. I need to go take out my contacts and drink some water and go to bed. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you so much for 500 subscribers, or almost one person away from 500 subscribers. Oh, I'm like dead. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all soon with a new video. Bye.